Hello everyone, welcome to our new video. In this video, we'll show you how to set up Google Ads conversion tracking using the updated Google tag. So in the previous video, we have shown you how to set up GA4 e-commerce tracking using Google tag. And in this video, I have discussed about the updates of Google tags, what are the benefits of using Google tags. So hopefully you have watched this video. That's why I'm not going to be discussing about the updates related to Google tags in this video. Okay, perfect. So we'll be using this website for setting up conversion tracking for Google Ads. So this is basically an e-commerce site. So we'll be tracking 3 events. We'll be tracking add to cart events, checkout events, and purchase events. Okay. So I have set up a Google Tag Manager account for this website. You can see over here. And additionally, I have set up GA4 e-commerce tracking using Google Tag. Okay. So in this video, we'll show you how to set up Google Ads conversion tracking using Google Tag. So if I try to click on new, then from the tag configuration, for example, I'm going to be choosing Google Tags. So they have told us the necessary steps for setting up Google Ads conversion tracking. So first of all, we need to set up Google tag. You can see over here, load the Google tag associated with your Google Ads account. Then we need to set up conversion linker. Link ads, click data to ads event. Then we need to set up Google Ads conversion tracking, Google Ads remarketing, Google Ads call from website conversion, Google Ads user provided data event. Okay. So as they have given us instruction that we should set up Google tag first, then conversion linker. So the first thing we need to do is to set up a Google tag for Google Ads. Okay. So we'll click on new. Then I will name the tag as Google tag for Google Ads. Okay, perfect. Then from the tag configuration, I'm going to be choosing Google Ads. Then from Google Ads, I'll be choosing Google tag. Then we need to enter a Google tag ID over here. Okay, so first of all, we need to get a Google tag ID. So for getting Google tag ID, I'll go to the goals section, and from the conversion section, I'm going to be clicking on summary section. Okay, so just wait a little bit. It might take some while. Okay, so I'll click on new conversion action. Then I'll choose website. Then I need to give my website URL over here for scanning. So I'm going to copy my website URL from here and paste it over here. And I'm going to click on scan, and it will start scanning. Then I'll click on add a conversion action manually. Then from the goal and action optimization section, we need to select a category. So I'll be setting up add to cart event first. That's why I'm going to be choosing add to cart. Okay, perfect. Then from the conversion name section, we have to name a meaningful conversion name. Like I'm going to name it as Google Ads add to cart. Okay. So in the value section, you can either use the same value for each conversion, or you can use different values for each conversion, or if you want, you can choose don't use a value for this conversion action, not recommended. So for the time being, I'm going to go with the second option. Okay. Then from the count section, I'm going to be choosing every. So if someone add any products to the cart, I want every add to cart to be fired. Then from the click-through conversion window, we have by default 30 days option. So if you want to customize the date range, you can do it from here. Like if you want to set up conversion through conversion window, click-through conversion window as 90 days, you can do it as 60 days, 45 days, 30 days, 4 weeks. So you can customize this option as per your requirement. Similarly, if you want engage view conversion window to be customized, then you can do it from here. Like if you want 30 days, then you can do it 1 week, 6 days, 5 days. So it's up to you which one do you want to choose. Then similarly for view through conversion window, if you want to customize the difference, you can do it from here. Okay. And from the attribution section, I'll keep it as data driven because you can see over here it is recommended by Google. So I'm gonna click on done. Then I will click on save and continue. Perfect. So you can see an option called Google tag is available here. So I'm gonna click on setup. Then I'll choose install manually. Then if I scroll down a little bit, then you can see you have an option called gtag config aw, then some random number. So this is basically the Google tag ID. So I'm going to copy it from here and go to the tag manager and paste it in the tag ID section. Okay, perfect. This one. So if you want to set up configuration settings, you can do it from here. And if you want to share some events, then you can do it from here. Okay, so I'll not be selecting any of them. So in the triggering section, I'll be keeping it as all pages. Then I'll click on save. Okay, perfect. Then the next tag we need to set up for Google Ads conversion tracking is conversion linker. So I'll name the tag as conversion linker. And from the tag configuration, I'm going to be choosing Google Ads, and we have an option called conversion linker. Okay, perfect. Then from the triggering section, I'm going to be choosing it as all pages. Then I'll click on save. Okay, so we have set up two tags for Google Ads conversion tracking, one for conversion linker and one for Google tag for Google Ads. So let's test whether these events are working or not, So for checking, I'll click on preview section. Then I need to provide my website URL over here. Then I'm going to click on connect. Then if I go to the tag assistant section and click on continue, then you can see over here, Google tag for Google Ads conversion linker has fired one time. Okay, that means they're working fine, they're working properly. Okay, so let's create other tags. Okay, so as I told you, I'll be creating 3 events. Okay, one for add to cart, then checkout and purchase. Okay, so let's go there and click on cancel, and I'm going to click on done. Okay, perfect. Then if I scroll down a little bit, and in the add to cart section, we have an option called Google Ads add to cart. So I'm going to click on it. Then in the tag setup section, I'm going to click on use Google Tag Manager. So for setting up Google Ads conversion tracking for add to cart event, we need some parameters like conversion ID, conversion level, value, transaction ID, and currency. Okay, so first of all, we need to set up, actually, these two are by default given by Google Ads. So if I go to there, then you can see over here, conversion ID is available here, conversion level is also available here. So we need to set up value, transaction ID, and currency. Okay, so let's go to the tag manager. Okay, so for example, I'm gonna select one of the products and add this product to the cart. Okay, just wait a little bit. Then I'll click on add to cart. So we'll be creating variables by reading data layer. That's why I have added this product to the cart. So if I go to the tag assistant and click on this add to cart event, then if I go to the data layer section, so this is the data layer schema for add to cart event. So we'll be creating data layer variables by using this schema. Okay, so let's go to the variable section from tag manager, and we need to create value, transaction ID, and currency. Okay, so I'll click on new, then name it as add to cart value g_ads. Okay. Then from the variable configuration, I'm going to be choosing data layer variable. And in the data layer variable name section, we need to provide some values. Okay. So you can see the schema available here. So e-commerce, then we have items. So item is an array. So inside items, we have item ID, item price. So price is basically value over here, and item ID is basically transaction ID. Okay. So let's create a data layer variable for value first. Okay. So e-commerce is an object. So inside e-commerce object, we have items. So let's create it. So first of all, I need to copy e-commerce. Then as this is an object, so I need to put a dot over here. Then I will take items. So I'm going to copy items from here. E-commerce dot items. Then dot. And you can see those are the arrays index, and every array's index start from 0. That's why we need to put 0 over here. Okay. E-commerce item dot 0 dot, then we'll take price. So price will be used as value. Okay. And we need to provide value. So e-commerce dot item dot 0 dot price. Then I'll click on save. Then I'll copy this one. So for copying, I'll click on this 3 dot and click on copy. Then I will name it as add to cart value. So this will be used for transaction ID. Then from the data layer variable section, I will take e-commerce.item.0. So instead of price, I will take item ID. So item ID will be used as transaction ID. So instead of giving price, I'll give item underscore ID. So I'll click on save. Okay. Then I'll copy it again. So for copying it, I'll click on this 3 dot and click on copy. Then I'll write add to cart currency. Okay, perfect. So currency will be looking like this, e-commerce.currency most probably. So if I go to there, then you can see over here e-commerce.currency. Okay, so currency is not inside items. That's why we can write it e-commerce.currency, because currency is inside e-commerce object. So I have already given e-commerce, so I need to copy the currency. Okay, so e-commerce.currency. Perfect. So I'll click on save. Perfect. Then in the trigger section, we have already created a trigger for add to cart. So if I go to there, then you can see over here. So I have choose custom event, and the event name I have given is add to cart. So if you go to the add to cart section, then you can see over here the event name is add to cart. So what you need to do, you need to copy the exact naming sequence from here and paste it over here. Okay, perfect. So in the tag section, we'll be creating a tag for Google Ads add to cart. Then from the tag configuration, I'm going to be choosing Google Ads, then Google Ads conversion tracking. Okay. So we have to provide conversion ID, conversion level, conversion value, transaction ID, and currency code. So conversion ID, if you want, you can create a constant variable for conversion ID and conversion level, because we need to use the same conversion ID. Okay, let's copy it from here. Okay, so conversion ID will be used this one, and conversion label, I'm going to copy it from here. And as the conversion value, I have created a data layer variable for add to cart conversion value. So add to cart currency, add to cart value, this one. Okay. So from the transaction ID, I'm going to be choosing add to cart transaction ID. And from the currency code, I'm going to be choosing add to cart currency. Okay, perfect. Then from the triggering section, we'll trigger it as add to cart trigger. Okay, perfect. Then I'll click on save. Okay, so we'll test whether add to cart event is firing or not. So I'll click on preview section for testing. Just wait a little bit. Click on continue. Then, for example, I'll choose this product. Then I'm going to add this product to the cart. Okay, perfect. Then if I go to the tag assistant section, so it is loading, just wait a little bit. So if I go to the tag assistant section, then you can see over here, Google Ads add to cart has fired one time, that means it is working fine. It is working properly. Okay. So let's create another event for checkout. Okay. So for creating checkout event, first of all, we need to create it from this section, summary section. So I'll click on new conversion action and I'm going to choose website. Then I need to provide my website URL again. I'll click on scan. Then if I scroll down a little bit, I have an option called add a conversion action manually. So from the select category section, I'm going to choose begin checkout and I'll name this conversion as Google Ads begin checkout. Okay, perfect. Then I'll choose this one and from the crown section, I'll keep it as every and the rest will be same. Okay, I'll click on done. Then I'll click on save and continue. Then we have already set up Google tags. So I'll be choosing Google Tag Manager. Then we need to provide conversion ID, conversion level. Okay, perfect. Then I'll click on done from here. Then if I scroll down a little bit, then you can see over here, Google Ads begin checkout. So I'm going to click on it. And from the tag setup section, we'll go to the tag manager. Okay, perfect. Then I'll go to the tag manager and we have created all the necessary variables for add to cart event. That's why we don't need to create any necessary variables for begin checkout because both schemas are same. Okay, perfect. Then if I go to the trigger section, we have also created checkout triggers. So we need to create a tag for checkout event. Okay. So if I try to show you how I created checkout trigger, then you can see over here. So what you need to do, you need to give the event name as begin underscore checkout. So if you go to the data layer schema and if you check out some products, then you will have an option called checkout event. Then if you click on checkout, then you will see an option like this one. If I go to the data layer, then you will see in the event section, instead of add to cart, you will get checkout or begin checkout. Okay, perfect. So what you need to do, you need to copy the exact naming sequence like begin underscore checkout from here and paste it in the event name section. Okay, perfect. So hopefully you have understood. Then I'll create a tag for checkout. Okay. So what I can do, I can copy this Google Ads add to cart tag. So I'll click on it, and for copying, I'll click on this three dot and click on copy. Then I'll name it as Google Ads checkout, begin checkout actually, begin checkout. Okay, perfect. Then I'm going to be choosing the tag type as Google Ads conversion tracking, and conversion ID. I'm going to be giving this one. So I'll copy it from here and paste it over here. Then as a conversion label, I'm going to be choosing this one. So I'm going to copy this conversion label and paste it over here. Okay, perfect. And from the conversion value, as I already told you, add to cart and checkout values are same. That's why you can use add to cart value as begin checkout value, then add to cart transaction ID as begin checkout transaction ID. Similarly for add to cart currency as begin checkout currency. Okay, so what I need to do, instead of using add to cart trigger, I'm going to be using begin checkout trigger, this one, checkout trigger. Then I'll click on save. Okay. So I have created a tag for Google Ads begin checkout. Okay. So let's test whether this tag is working or not. So for testing, I'll click on preview section. Then as usual, I need to provide my website URL over here. Then I'm going to click on connect. If I scroll down a little bit, then I'm going to be choosing one of the products. For example, I'll be choosing this one. And I'll add this product to the cart. It is loading, just wait a little bit. I'll click on add to cart. I'm going to click on view cart. Then I'll click on checkout. Okay. You can see over here, Google Ads begin checkout has fired one time. Okay. So checkout event is working properly. So let's create another tag, and which will be for purchase. Okay. Perfect. So first of all, we need to create data layer variable for purchase event. So I'm going to click on place order. I'll show you how to create data layer variable for purchase event using data layer schema. So I'll go to the tag assistant and we'll see a purchase event over here. So if I go to the data layer section, then you can see this is the data layer schema for purchase event. Okay. So this one, e-commerce dot transaction ID dot value. So we can take we can create data layer variable like this. So if you want to create, for example, I have already created in GA4 e-commerce tracking video. So hopefully you have watched the video and you'll be able to create data layer variable for Google Ads purchase event. So if I select this one, ecommerce.currency, then I'll show you ecommerce.currency. So if I go to this data layer schema, then you can see ecommerce.currency. So you can see over here ecommerce.currency. So we can create a data layer variable for purchase event e-commerce currency like that, ecommerce.currency. So for example, I'll be creating a data layer variable for e-commerce value for purchase event. So I need to write e-commerce.value. So if I go to the data layer section, then you can see over here e-commerce, then dot value. So we can create data layer variable like this way. Similarly, if I try to create data layer variable for e-commerce transaction ID, then I can write this way, e-commerce dot transaction ID. So if I go to data layer schema for purchase event, then you can see over here, e-commerce dot transaction ID. Okay. So hopefully you'll be able to create data layer variable for purchase event. Perfect. Then we have already created a trigger for purchase event. So if I try to show you how I created the trigger, then I'm going to click on purchase trigger. Then you can see the event name is purchase. So if I go to the data layer schema, then if you choose purchase from here, then you can see the event. So what you need to do, you need to copy the exact naming sequence like this one and paste it in the event name section. Okay, then click on save. Okay, so we'll create a tag for purchase event. So what I can do, I can copy this existing tag like Google Ads begin checkout. Okay, perfect. So for copying, I'm going to click on this three dot and click on copy. Then I'm going to write this tag as Google Ads purchase. Okay, perfect. Then we have to provide conversion ID, conversion label. Okay, so first of all, we need to create another conversion action for Google Ads purchase event. So I'll click on back. Just a little bit. Then from the new conversion action, I'm going to be choosing website. Then I need to provide my website URL. I'll copy the website URL and paste it over here and click on scan. Then I'll click on add a conversion action manually. So from the select category section, I'm going to be choosing purchase and I will name this as Google Ads purchase. Okay, perfect. Then from the value section, I'm going to be choosing use different value. Then from the count section, I'll keep it as every and click through conversion window. I'll keep it as 30 days. Engaged view conversion window, I'll keep it as 3 days. View through conversion window, I'll keep it as 1 day. So if you want some customizations, you can do it from here. And as attribution model, I'll keep it as data driven. Then I'll click on done and I'm going to click on save and continue. And I'm going to be choosing Google Tag Manager from here. Then you can see this is the conversion ID and this is the conversion label. Okay. And we'll go to the Tag Manager and copy the conversion ID from here and paste it over here. And I'll copy the conversion label. So this is the conversion label for purchase event. So I'm going to copy it from here and paste it over here. And in the conversion value, I'll be using this one, e-commerce value. So if I, this one, e-commerce value. And from the transaction ID section, I'm going to be choosing e-commerce transaction ID. So e-commerce transaction ID, this one. And from the currency code, I'm going to be using it as e-commerce currency. Okay, so e-commerce currency, this one, perfect. And from the triggering section, instead of using checkout trigger, I'm going to be using purchase trigger. Okay, so I'll click on purchase, then I'm going to click on save. Okay, perfect. So we have created all the necessary tags for Google Ads conversion tracking. Okay, then I'll click on done from here. So let's test whether these events are working or not. So for testing, I'm going to click on preview. Just wait a little bit. Then I'm gonna click on continue. For example, I'm gonna be choosing this product. I'll add this product to the cart. Just wait a little bit. It is loading. Okay, I'll click on add to cart. I'm gonna click on view cart. I'll click on checkout. And I need to provide the billing information like my first name, last name, country, street address, town, district, postal code, phone number, email address, and if you want to enter some additional information like order notes, this is optional, you can do it. Okay, so if everything is okay, then you can click on place order. Okay, then I will go to the tag assistant section and let's see whether every events are firing or not. So you can see over here Google tags for GA4. So we are not tracking for GA4 in this video. So let's see for Google Ads. Google tags for Google Ads conversion linker, Google Ads add to cart, Google Ads begin checkout, and Google Ads purchase. Okay, so everything is working fine. So if I go to the purchase event and try to see the variables, then you can see over here e-commerce currency is in USD and e-commerce value is $120. So if I try to see the purchase product value, then you can see over here $120. So that means it is working properly. Then if I try to see the transaction ID, e-commerce transaction ID 4441 actually. So you can see over here 4441. Okay. So everything is working fine. Everything is working properly. So that is how we can set up Google Ads conversion tracking using Google tag. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully you have a clear understanding on how we can set up Google Ads conversion tracking using the updated Google tag. So hopefully you have liked our video. If you like our video, then you can subscribe our channel, follow our page. You have a good day. Bye bye.